Hello.
Welcome to Transparent
All right.
Conversations, Elevated
Wednesday.
Exchanges. It is Wednesday night,
It's Wednesday
so
night.
it must be a recap show live on YouTube.
And we recapping. What's up? This is welcome to Transparent Conversations, Elevated Exchanges. It is Wednesday night, so it is a recap night. We're live on YouTube, and we're going to be talking about open relationships, all the fun without the complications. As a question, I guess. It's Wednesday night. Yeah, I already said all that. So this is going to be this is episode 8.55. That's episode 8, 55 days. If you know, you know. And if you want to know, just ask me. I am Calvin, or CPJR if you know me, or the Melancholy Guy if you feel me. Welcome back to the podcast. This is, like I said, a transparent conversation, elevated exchanges, where we talk about the intersection of my life, which is addiction, surviving, living, recovering, and ethical non-monogamy. that's a weird. What's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it. Intersection. But that is my life. So that's what I'm talking about. So welcome back to the podcast. Last week we were talking about relationship anarchy on Friday. Friday recordings has a lot of issues. Had volume issues. I had to record it twice. My father was sick. He's better now, and I had to step up and do some things and just be here. Which was good. I was here. Did I was supposed to do. I can't say that I don't always do what I said I'm gonna do, but there's been times that I don't do what I said I'm gonna do, and I disappear because of the addiction. I'm trying to live better than that, or be better than that today, and so far I have been. So let's talk about. Right. So we had a lot of recording issues. Like I said, I recorded the podcast late on Saturday. I didn't have any sound. I re-recorded it on Sunday, I believe, and I did a video, and you couldn't hear the video. So then I went and re-recorded that section and inserted that back into the video. That's been corrected on the sound. It's just a hard chop. Then I play the video with some commentary, and then it's right back to the other one. So it's just like a hack job. There's a lot going on, and I wasn't paying attention. So I think my settings are okay right now. I'm elevated, right? So we're elevated tonight, and I think we're still doing the same thing. It's Afrobeat breath. It's a strain. It's an indica sativa, 22%. Not bad. Definitely a sativa. I'm sorry, no, indica. It's a hybrid indica. So, all right. If you like this, if you like watching this channel, this YouTube channel, this podcast, please like, share, subscribe. If you think about it. If you don't, it's no big deal. I don't know who would want to watch this podcast. I do not know. Especially after last week talking about relationship anarchy. I don't think I would ever talk about relationship anarchy again. That was my last time, because me just talking about it actually just like reminded me that I don't know what it is, and why would you want to do that? I don't. So I was gonna do the pros and cons on it, but I don't. What's the pro? If you find somebody that wants to do relationship anarchy with you and not have labels or all that kind of stuff, do that. Be happy. The cons, you don't want to be in that type of relationship. Why would you not want to be a boyfriend or a girlfriend, husband, something? Like, what are we calling each other? There has to be some kind of, somebody has to speak for you. Somebody needs to know your last wishes, I think. Yeah, and I think at least one person who I don't know if you don't give anyone labels, then who is that person? I don't understand the purpose of it. So, but not knocking it. I'm not knocking it. I just don't understand it. Like I said, it just popped up out of nowhere. It seemed to make sense at first, but then once you really um, think about, you're supposed to have standards, and you're supposed to, really rely on compatibility and um, connection. But it has to be the connection and the compatibility. You know what I'm saying? And the like minded, and you just want to enjoy the quiet times with that person or persons. It's not just one. That's my belief. Not you don't. It's not just one. I also believe that there's more than one soulmate, if you will. Yeah, I don't think there's more than one. I think you have there's like a village of people you probably can be with, which I think is too many people on the internet. We never were meant to be in conversation with this many people. It's just too much, and I think it's like not giving us good results. All right, so let's do some food for therapy. Food for thought with this Heng. This is something I've been thinking about a lot, and I'm just gonna listen to it and then we'll explain it.
One of the worst things that could ever happen is that you one time just wake up, are old already, look back at your lifetime, and then you start regretting that you didn't do something with your life. This is really something that I don't want to be in.
Yeah, that's definitely something that I'm into or I've been feeling lately. Um, Even as I, start to feel better about recovery in life and where I am, it's still that lingering type of regret. Like, why didn't I do this then, or why did I have to keep going through that? Um, yeah, I think the fear of having to stop again. Not yeah, the fear of the fear of starting again and having to stop again is like too much. It's too much. I can't. It's just not worth it. It's just like the anxiety that I haven't felt. And I feel some anxiety because my whole situation has changed. The job that I had that I don't have now that I'm back out job hunting. I guess we're going to the check-in. So that's what I'm doing. I'm back doing the job hunting because I thought I had a job with the government, and things are definitely slower now. Um, I definitely last year at this time when I just secured a job, I secured another job in no time, a month, 2 weeks. But now it seems to be very quiet. Just a lot of government positions, but government positions that want to get you clearance or have to already have a clearance, stuff like that. So I think the private sector is pretty quiet. I think with everything that's going on, I mean it's hard to plan, and you know hard times are coming. So I'm gonna keep the faith like I always do. I just want to make sure I'm prepared that when I do have the opportunity to get back out there, I'm ready for it. So I believe that when I'm ready for it, it'll show up. So just keep myself busy and preparing for that next stage. So I got excellent plans. It's gonna be very interesting. So let's go ahead and go into. Yeah, I talked about. I was going to go back to the conversation for tonight. The conversation is going to be on open relationships, and the reason I'm going into open relationships is because I wanted. I was thinking about doing the pros and cons of relationship anarchy, and I don't care. I just don't care. Um, Yeah, I don't care. That's not what I want with this one. Yeah, because relationship anarchy is just out there. It's not really something you want to do. I don't want to go right into polyamory because I think there is once you go, once you say you're ethically non-monogamous, then you have to say, what do you mean by that? Are you a swinger? Are you just open? Do you do friends with benefits, relationship anarchy, polyamory, whatever? Right. So I was just going through what I know, swinging, um, not random hookups. So there's one out here right before I think you get relationship anarchy. I don't know what that is. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It definitely, because uh, it definitely was hard for me to try to integrate it into whatever I was doing, but it also didn't really fit very well into what I was doing. So, like I said, I kind of automatically knew that I was into relationships more than just the sex. So it was my NSA sex. So it was definitely polyamory made sense to me, and open relationships makes sense as long as that's understood. You know what I'm saying? Now, I remember I call myself polyamorous slash open, or open and polyamorous, because I'm open minded about whatever it is that you may want to build with me. So we can talk about it. I know what I'm partial to. I know what my standards are now. I know what I want. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to do. And you can join if you would like. Maybe we can merge the two. But the plan is set. That's it. The plan is set. And I'm not going to be pulled from that. If I have to be with myself, I'll do that by myself. I'll do it myself. That's Wayno's podcast. It's a good podcast. So what was I saying? Yeah, so we got elevated, right? So I definitely forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I'm clicking buttons. Okay, yeah. So we were going to talk about. I want to eventually, go to where I am right now, which is polyamorous, but still talk about one more kind of catch-all for polyam or ethical non-monogamous, the open relationship, basically. A lot of people just start, right? You start out with an agreement, an arrangement. You could have, let's say, if you go on business trips out of the country, you have an agreement that when you're out of the country, do what you're going to do, keep it over there. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to know about it. A D&D. Don't ask, don't tell. DNDT, something like that. So yeah, just one of those. That's if you're open. I don't know. That doesn't. It never really fit me because I'm more emotional than I am just sexual. So if it doesn't start out, yeah. If it doesn't start out, I don't ever really start out like I want to get with that right there. It doesn't start out like that. It never does for me. It always starts out with the conversation, then the hook. Then it's like, oh. Now, you know what I'm saying? Even when I see sensually sexual people, if I get a whiff that you're not all there with your, your intellect, your emotional intelligence, all that kind of stuff, it's like a turn off. Always has been. A lot of times I'll just discount. And then I'll just end horribly. It always ends horribly. So that's how come I can't. I never wanted to do an open relationship. I never wanted to do a. I guess that's interesting because that's not true. I always thought there was something more than just the open relationship, just the polygamy. I always thought there was more polyamory. That made sense to me, right? That you're gonna catch feelings, or you can catch feelings. You desire to want to have feelings for other people, love. Then you're always leaning towards that way, and when that doesn't show up, then it's like, okay, let's move on. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not gonna just keep something around just for the physical connection. Although it might have been a good idea. Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about. I got a video we're gonna watch. I'm gonna watch the video. They're gonna tell you what open relationship is. Then I'm gonna tell you what I think the open relationship is, and we're gonna see what Gemini says about what it thinks it is, and see if we come to the conclusion. I'll tell you why I'm not into it, and then we'll see what we're gonna do next week. It's gonna be is it gonna be polyamory or something else before? I don't know yet. I think we want to play one video. This is a good little video. This is what happens when you don't, when you decide to do ethically non-monogamous on your own without a community of people supporting you. Nobody, or very few of us, have ever been raised.
I'm super excited. It was really tough. It was fun. I enjoyed it. It was definitely a different ballgame.
The video says, let me see if I can pull that right quick.
I'm super excited.
It says me after jumping into polyamory with no community support or pretending it's fine. This is a young lady who got beat up. I think it was a boxing match, and she was a white girl. Her face is just smashed in. It's sort of like when people who come into the community, they tell us about, it's usually always a young lady saying she got talked into going into joining a couple, being a third, the unicorn hunting thing. Those usually come in. They're usually very, very. Sometimes it's a wife coming in, and they're really very just. They're beat up. They try to do something they thought was easy. I don't know why everybody thinks it's easy. They try as hard. Having a relationship with more than one person at the same time, especially if they don't really know each other or don't really like each other or suspicious of each other, or one don't want to be there, one think they're better than the other, all this kind of stuff it's just a lot to deal with. And I never had to deal with any of that situation. No, I just never had to deal with a triad, but I had to deal with more than one woman at the same time. But never in a triad because they didn't like each other. It was never going to be a triad. I told you the closest that we got was the quad. And I think that was just based on our deep desire. deep desire and a lot of fun. And it's could have been a lot more fun. So I'm going to play this video on open relationships, and then we'll go ahead and talk. This is a cute little video, right? Now, this video kind of shows you, I think it kind of shows you how come some people adjust in open relationships and not polyamorous, meaning that a lot of people who are swingers don't really consider themselves ethically non-monogamous, right? They just consider them the sex because it's always with them together. It's something that they share, right? It's not something that that's what I'm trying to say. It's not something they enjoy separately. So they would never ever enjoy it separately. So it's a part of the relationship. So in their minds, they're not ethically non-monogamous. They're just a little spicy, a little, extra, Sometimes you want a little bit of hotter sauce. So you want to go get the hot sauce over there. And I want that hot sauce to spice this up just for the night. And then we'll go back to the regular hot sauce. So that is a thing, right? So they don't consider that to be ethically non-monogamous. So maybe the next step in that will be the open relationship, because they don't want to know. They got rules about catching feelings, and then that's something that this is for people who don't want to actually really deal with your jealousy or want to grow from where you were. You still want to protect yourself, so you want to put a lot of rules around it. So open relationships keeps it in a rules base because it keeps relationships out. It keeps emotions out of it, because if you cross the boundary and get emotional, that's it. You shouldn't have did that. You messing up our relationship. Our relationship is the most important thing. I think I played a video. Did I play a video about I need to play that video. Yeah, it's really about primaries. People not having primaries, about the primary relationship, and it's a polyamory thing, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But these people always want to be primary. It's basically a hierarchical thing. Hierarchy. This relationship has to be maintained above everything else. So therefore, in order for us to do that, I need you to never ever fall in love with anyone else. You can have sex with them, but just don't fall in love with them. I mean, you may just see them once a year, goddamn. So let me play this video.
I remember I told him, I'm like, oh yeah, and I have a boyfriend, and I could feel his
It registered in my brain, and then my brain was like, don't make a facial reaction. So I was like,
I have the show note. I have the links to this little show and this YouTube channel.
hey baby.
I have all the links there.
My name is Amari. I am 26 years old, and I am a creative consultant and film director.
I am Veto. I'm an energetic healer. I am 33 years old.
We are in an open relationship. which means that we are each other's like home base.
We have each other and we're present with each other. We are also open to other people and to be in open love with them as well.
Got a little playlist ready for you. There we go. Very romantic. We met at an event called Ecstatic Dance. I got up on the dance floor. I'm like dancing, all of a sudden, my hand like hits another hand. So I was like, yeah, see, she'll know. Yeah, just one of these. I just like felt her energy and I felt her body and I was just like, oh, who is this?
And so we were just kind of just dancing around each other, just like noticing. I was noticing him. And I remember there was just this point when we had our hands together and we brought our hands back down. And I was like, boy, is he gonna kiss me right now? Like, now's the time, you can do it. I didn't even know his name. Yeah, he knows that time. I just took a big inhale and I was like, okay, yeah, this is beautiful.
Put my hand out, a little Filipino arm hit it. And we started dancing, and then you fell in love with me. And there's nothing I could do about it.
What was your relationship status at that point?
So I was in a relationship. I had a boyfriend that I was seeing, oh my God, for like 4 years. But he had moved to Bulgaria. And so we decided that we were going to be open. So when I told Amari that, I could feel he was like, okay. And then like continued like, cool.
For other relationships, were you worried about that?
Oh yeah. And she told me that they were like poly, so they were open. But I was doing this balancing act of like, okay, like I'm aware of like our connection and I don't want to interfere with this other person's connection. So like checking in with her a lot, like, are you good? This isn't like some nefarious, like, I'm gonna wake up and there's gonna be a gun pulled to my head kind of shit. I just told them I was like, not trying to interfere, but I was also like,
why are we still being with him?
Yeah, I was like, you should have that conversation, you know? Not like I was like, leave him, run away with me.
Yeah, but that was the energy for sure. I was letting him know that I was going to Joshua Tree. He was like, okay, let's go together. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of a big deal. Like, we're planning a trip. So I was kind of taken aback, but I was like, okay, yeah, let's just do it. Just the two of us where we were hanging up, like up on this mountain.
We're like on this like hilltop overlooking these plains. It's like sunsets coming down, may or may not have been on mushrooms.
We just looked at each other and we're like, oh, this is love.
It's like, you, like, I mean, like, if you, I mean, do you feel, cause and I was like, I love you.
Did you say it back?
Yeah, of course. I think so. I hope so.
I remember like being really surprised because before when we were talking, it was like, I can't fall in love. Don't love me. Don't love me. Don't try to love me because I'm not there. You're so like sad boy. I'm not. I can't love.
An artist. She's had like advances. She's had people interested in her, but she hasn't been like connected with. But there's one person that we both recently allowed into our relationship. That was the first person that Vero had been with since we've been together.
I could say like, I think two, but the person we had sex with her at the same time, so I don't know if that counts. Yeah, the number's 2. I think it's 2. 2.
Whew. 1. Okay, cool. I've experienced jealousy once in our relationship. Me and my friend were like rap battling, right? Like we were freestyling. I felt like she was giving him a lot of like, damn, that was good. And I was like, hey, what about me? So really the insecurity that I was feeling was just like, oh, she's giving him attention and not me, which doesn't mean that she's doing something wrong.
It's been a lot of self-reflection of, I'm jealous right now if he's talking to another girl, but I wasn't jealous yesterday when he was like with that other girl. So it's less about the relationship and more about me.
I feel like in monogamous relationships that I've been in, I'll only speak for myself, there's a lot of like hiding or a lot of, not even hiding from your partner, but also hiding from yourself. Like, oh, I'm attracted to that person,
feeling.
I won't look at that.
Yeah.
Right?
And you're so great about like bringing everything to the forefront. You're like, okay, let's just have it now. So this is what happened. Okay, how do you feel? And I'm like, okay, I met someone. How do you feel? And you're like, okay, fine. And we're like, cool.
You want breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talk about it.
What I want is, I want family. Maybe twins. Like there's this idea of a wedding, but I see it as like just a love ceremony and even like a retreat.
I just want to be present with her. I feel like that's what love is.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about like plans for the future, like that's all great and that's fine. We can talk about like how I would love to have this person be the mother of my little Amaris. But like to be like constantly focused on that and like trying to build a future that we're not at right now, that we're not here experiencing this, and this is fucking fantastic.
If he goes sees like another girl, then I actually go in my head of like, oh, maybe he's supposed to be with this person instead. I used to go into that and feel like really heartbroken. And then there's also a part of me where it's like understanding. It's like, okay, well, if that's what like he wants, I like love him so much. I want him to do whatever he wants that is gonna make him happy, even if it's like not with me.
There would be fear of, will I ever find somebody that gives me this feeling of freedom in my spirit again? Maybe like statistically speaking, it's more likely that we just end up going different ways. And I'll look back with massive gratitude. What'd you say, girl?
I was like, oh yeah, I'm heartbroken.
Oh,
And then, but that's at the same time, like part of me of like heartbroken and then like, okay, if that's what you want, like I want you to be happy.
I would be afraid that I wouldn't find somebody who was just like such an energetic fit. I would be sad. And we could grow to a point where our true selves are
Be different.
Yeah,
And
are
then
no
you
longer
just-
aligned, and we'll be like, cool,
Yeah.
that was great. Want to make love one more time, and then
No, none of those things. Cause then that just pulls it together. Been there, just cut it.
Do you guys believe in soulmates?
yeah, sure, right there. Obviously.
Yeah, so that's an open relationship. So I wanted to show that relationship because it's very cute. If I think I've had that like twice, and if I can have that one more time, I'm good. That's why I'm like really trying to get my shit together because I just want to feel that way about someone one more time. That's it, I'm good. Or a bunch of people a lot of time. I don't know, just one more time, I guess. It's a real feeling to have that connection. But then to see how not being afraid to have conversations about how you really feel about things is the best thing about this whole thing. As far as a relationship goes, they probably end up. I would say they probably when they just fall in love and they just they're feeling their way out. They'll probably be polyamorous. Hopefully they don't go into that whole trying to kidnap a unicorn or something like that. But it seems like they're pretty organic. They just like they met in that whole organic way. Like I said, they're open relationship, meaning they're taking it as it comes. I think when you get to the point that you're saying that you're polyamorous, meaning that you're just open for love and not just for whatever kind, right? See, it's not gonna be like, let's have a threesome. You know what I'm saying? Although threesomes are wonderful and they're fun, you should have as many threesomes as possible, but don't get trapped into the threesomes is life. It's like, cause it's not gonna stay that way. You're gonna have problems. Yeah. Cause I had the same thing. I had problems with the threesomes and all that kind of stuff. Like, who is real? Like, is this really what we trying to do? Or what we trying to do? Y'all just trying to have this sex right now. Did I say my truth? Did I say that? Oh, yeah. So, disclaimer. In this place, we live our truth. We know our truth. We walk on our truth. And know when something's pulling away from our truth. So, that's the friction. For me, it's anxiety. I'm not having no anxiety having this conversation. So, I'm good. Hopefully, you're good, too. But if you are having friction, leave now. Because I talk how I want to talk. So, what I think I was saying is that's the benefit for living open relationship or living ethically non-monogamous or consensual non-monogamy. It's the ability to talk about things that are true, right? And not just say, "Oh, I'm never gonna be attracted to anyone else ever again in life. You're it for me. I can't wait to see you every day. I'm dying inside. Can I have a hall pass, please? I just want to go, smell something different. Can I go to the strip club, please? Please. Can we go to the strip club, please? That's what I'm talking about. Me and you, can we go? Me and you, let's go." I've had fun in strip clubs with my partner. So what I'm going to say is I'm going to tell you what the definition of what they have. An open relationship is a type of consensual non-monogamy where individuals in a primary committed relationship agree that one or both partners can pursue romantic or sexual connection with other people. The key differentiator from cheating is mutual consent. Everything is honest. Everything is transparent. Everything should be discussed and the rules applied, blah, blah. And to hear it say, so what do y'all think about work-wise? Like, what is that? Is that like a real thing? I know it's a real thing, but is that something to be worried about? Because it never occurred to me that a work wife could be a relationship. That's something that is very strange. That I had a work wife that could have been a relationship. I'm ethically non-monogamous. I shared that. Everybody know that, but I never thought to ask this woman, could there be more? Why? Why didn't I do that? I don't know. Who knows? That might be one of those regrets. It is one of those regrets. But then again, nah, cause I would just burn that relationship up too, like I did all the other ones. So everything's supposed to work out as it should. So yeah, I think when you get to the point where you have an open relationship, there's always a danger of if you're not gonna try to deal with the feelings, because this says romantic and sexual. Now, romantic can lead to feelings, emotions that you have to deal with. Do y'all want to deal with those? Are y'all going to be polyamorous? Because there's a thing. Polyamorous sounds simple, but polyamory makes everything hard. Why? Because you're going to have to change. When you say you love someone, you're ready to change everything for them, right? You're ready to move for them. You're ready to buy a house with them. You want to give them a diamond ring. You want to, move them into your place. You want to always be around them. You want to buy their food for your kitchen. All this stuff. So, guess what? Now, multiply that times whatever, and that's what you got to deal with. You know what I mean? And you got to deal with different personalities and different expectations and all this kind of stuff. So hopefully if you guys started out as polyamorously, then that's already built into the agreement. Like it's got to have the room to expand, right? But if it's going to be something new that y'all trying, it doesn't make any sense because that's not what, that's not what we signed up for. We didn't sign up for change. We signed up for me and you. We signed up for us getting old and being together and us, our bond growing us closer together, so then when we get older, we'll be able to take care of each other, right? So yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do any pros and cons of this. I don't know if I'll go into. Let me think about it. But right now, I think we will go into polyamory because polyamory is to me, it's the one, right? It's the one that kind of brings everybody to equal footing. Women can move exactly like men move. They can craft relationship agreements to have be totally egalitarian. There's no one's leading and no one's. It's up to you on how you two craft it, right? As long as you guys have the consensual the consensual agreement of non-monogamy, and you say polyamory, then when someone falls in love, the relationship has to change, right? You're not glued to, or you're not both convinced that this will always be it. There may be more. There may be changes, and actually, you're open to changes, looking for changes, for the better or the worse. So you gotta be ready. You gotta be very, very on top of things, and it's good to have a foundation, right? And the foundation of at least knowing the basics of what we're talking about, right? Because we still have to live in this system. You only get married one person. There's custody problems and all kind of things can happen. People start seeing. The thought of people openly having sex with more than one person blows people's mind. If you're secretly doing it, it's all fine. Just keep that shit under wraps. Don't let everybody know what you're doing. Once everybody knows what you're doing, you're deviant. We gotta get you out of here. Get the kids away from you, because we like to keep our multiple sex partners secret. We don't want everybody to know our business, right? All right, so that's gonna be it for the night. I think yeah. So yeah, open relationship. Do that. And that's it's a good thing. That connection they have is very organic. I think it's very interesting. I hope they come back. I would love to see them in a few years and see what they do. What's the next step for them? Because I'm definitely sure it's gonna be polyamory, and bringing someone else into a relationship, or relationship just growing organically and just collecting people as you go. That's the way I want it. I think that's it. I gotta look through the papers importantly to see what I'm seeing. Do I see anything that I missed? Did I miss anything that I see? Yeah, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're doing, you don't have to do it by yourself. Find. I don't know. I'm gonna tell you to don't find no help. Just get. Life is better in the community. Let me say that. I don't have one right now. My family's my community, I guess. Yeah, my family's my community. But life is better in community. But you have to actually be about some shit. It's really about that. Nobody gonna be about you. You know what I'm saying? You can't disappear, but you can't disappear on people. You actually, when your word has to be a word. You have to be consistent. Show up. Don't steal. Don't take what's not yours. And everything should work out. So I think that's it. I'm gonna leave it there. Back on Friday, talking about either polyamory or something else. We're gonna go into that. This is when it gets complicated. Take your notes. This is what I recommend. Or no, I don't recommend it. I recommend you find. But if you are always wondering what the fuck is wrong with me, it's probably because you're into polyamory.
All right, people, we out. Choose love every time, and things will work out. All right, peace. See you next week.
Peace. See you next week. Love you.